A stunning young woman named Anna may be seen playing the cello expertly, near the beginning of the film. Her stepfather shows up there shortly after, very inebriated. He takes the cello out of her hand as he sits next to her. Then he hits Anna severely after forcing her onto the bed. She pushes him with her legs when he tries to press himself upon her. This launches him into the air, and he slices his throat when he lands on a sharp object by accident. The elderly pervert fights for some time before giving in to his wounds. When Anna is taken to court in the following scene, she tells the judge that her stepfather had been abusing her, and that she had only pushed him out of self-defense. But the judge doesn't think she's telling the truth, so she gets a 9-year sentence in a maximum security facility. Later, Anna and the other prisoners are transported to the institution. They are provided fresh clothes once they are requested to undress inside. Frank, the jail warden, then approaches the prisoners. He says they will be alright as long as they do what he says. The new prisoners are then led to their cells after this. When Anna goes into her cell, she sees Jeannie, who she will be sharing a room with. In the latter, it is disclosed that she has been residing here for 5 years and that her sentence is set to expire the following year. Jeannie seems to be a reclusive person who enjoys her alone time, but after years of loneliness, she can't help but be drawn to the new girl because of her beauty right away. Anna looks at her and enjoys herself as she nods off. To give them some fresh air, all of the prisoners are led to the courtyard first thing. The following morning, a gang boss named Cody approaches Anna when she is out on her own. She introduces herself and begins enumerating the difficulties Anna would encounter if she chooses to live alone. Then, in an attempt to provide her with protection, Cody asks her to join their group. Nevertheless, Anna declines her offer and turns away since she just wants to be left alone. Cody and her gang approach Anna with the same request during lunchtime. They say that she ought to join the gang in order to keep herself safe. However, the new female still declines and leaves. In the subsequent scene, Cody and her group ambush Anna while she is cleaning the restroom. That she turned down their proposal twice has infuriated them. Cody scolds her and tells her not to treat her badly ever again. After that, Anna is brought to the infirmary for medical attention. Upon observing numerous bruises on her body, Jane, the nurse, recommends that she speak with Warden Frank. Anna follows the advice and heads to Frank's office to arrange a meeting. She informs him that she is content to remain in a confined prison, and that she just wants to be left alone. He counters that the single cells are tiny and difficult to live in. After that, he looks through her record file and discovers that she is an extremely talented cellist. He thus invites her to take part in a next talent show, but Anna declines outright, saying that she has no interest in performing. Frank promises to protect her from all the issues as they converse further, but she must please him in order to do that. At that point, he walks up to her and begins rubbing his hand across his face. Anna clearly finds this unpleasant, as evidenced by her withdrawal and resistance. Frank cuts her off and tells her to leave his room, realizing that his strategy has failed. Subsequently, Anna retreats into her cell and mumbles something about how every prisoner here is a pervert. Jeannie listens to her worries and does her utmost to reassure her. She tries to kiss Anna after praising her appearance. Remarkably, the latter yields, and they eventually start dating. Anna and a few other prisoners attend the jail lesson the next day. She goes outside to the yard to get some fresh air after it's over. While she is occupied with her own affairs, another gang leader, Kella, comes over to her. She even throws a ball at our kid and makes random threats to hurt her. Anna ultimately chooses to join Kada's group out of fear and humiliation for her own protection. She walks up to the group and requests admission. However, a gang member assaults her and severely beats her up before that. Cody informs Anna that she must attack Kella before she can join her group when a prison officer separates them. Kella is directly attacked by Anna, who is desperate to join the group, and she punches her in the face until the guards arrive and separate them. She keeps going. She is made to spend 48 hours in solitary confinement after being stripped nude. The hunger is intolerable as the night grows extremely cold. However, she finds a way to endure the penalty. 2 days later, Frank brings Anna to his office for an evaluation. She's hoping he'll be able to assist her and ease her prisoner life. But the pervert is motivated by something else. Should she not comply with his requests, he threatens to place her in solitary confinement for a period of 2 weeks. With nothing else to do, she unwillingly begins to appease him. After being approved as a member of Kada's club, Anna is getting inked in the next scenario. As a welcoming gift, she is also given some drugs. Following the completion of the initiation procedure, Cody requests that her friends exit the room. She begins making out with Anna because it seems like she is also enamored with her beauty. She doesn't resist since the latter is high on drugs. Anna's mother pays her a visit the following day, still inconsolable over her husband's passing. She thinks Anna is to blame for everything and that he was innocent. After a disagreement between the two, Anna receives a slap across her face. Later, when the prisoners are loitering in the courtyard, Kella and her group ambush Anna without warning. But this time, our girl fights fearlessly because she has pals who support her. This sparks a lethal skirmish between the two gangs, unleashing chaos throughout the courtyard. Consequently, the jail guards are compelled to step in once more. They take Anna to the guardian's office after separating the girls. Frank tells her to please him as a punishment because he thinks she started the fight. In addition, he gives her some drugs, and while Anna is high, he makes love to her. Anna goes into her cell and begins venting her feelings since she is furious about her current circumstances. In the heat of the moment, she even gives Jeannie a slap. She swiftly acknowledges her error, though, and offers her an apology. Afterwards, she goes up to Cody and requests further drugs. When the latter tries to caution her about the risks associated with addiction, Anna becomes enraged. She screams at her and storms out of the room. In the scene that follows, Anna and Jeannie are chatting in the courtyard when she sees some females injecting narcotics. She walks up to them in desperation and begs for a little money. She goes so far as to offer them money in return. One of the females eventually gives up and inserts a needle into Anna's veins after considerable convincing. Cody, meanwhile, is watching all of this from a distance and wearing a dejected expression. She is obviously truly worried about her pal. Afterwards, she approaches her in her cell and queries her motivation for attempting to develop an addiction. Anna continues to act like a bitch, so Cody gets mad and throws her out of the group. Anna is more open to attacks now that she is not a part of any groups. She gets attacked and beaten up by Kella and her group as she is taking a bath in the evening. The same drug dealer female is later approached by an irate Anna, who requests another shot. She becomes extremely high as a result, throwing up in her cell. When Jeannie notices Anna's condition, she offers to speak with a drug counselor, but Anna declines. Rather than waiting, she charges Kella and starts a new altercation. She is once more placed in the bare solitary confinement as a result. Anna is in a horrible state by the time she is freed. Jeannie says it's time to stop using drugs as she throws up in her cell once more. When Cody gets there at the same moment, he tries to convince Anna that using drugs is harming her life, but the spoilt brat yells at her and demands that she go once more. Later, Cody arrives up and pulls her away when she goes to get a shot from her heroin dealer. Since it's in her best interest, she begs her to comply, but Anna pushes Cody and yells because she is so desperate for the medications. She makes a lot of noise and sometimes makes threats to hurt herself if she doesn't get her way. Eventually, though, a guard seizes control of her and returns her to the isolated cell. This time, Anna experiences agonizing withdrawals and gradually begins to lose her mind. When she has had enough, she tries the unimaginable with the aid of a shattered meal tray. Luckily, she is discovered to be bleeding by a jail guard, who quickly takes her to the prison hospital. Anna awakens to find herself strapped to a chair inside a room. She is soon visited by a doctor, who poses some inquiries to her. After that, Anna is moved to the psychiatric unit, where she sees a lot of patients going insane as a result of drug use on a regular basis. She even witnesses the overdose death of a prisoner. All of this causes Anna to at last acknowledge her error and make a clean-up pledge. Her mother pays her a visit in prison the next day. Even though she knows the truth, the elderly woman seems to have learned from her sins and apologizes to Anna for putting her in jail. Then, in order to liberate her daughter, she consents to confess in front of the judge. Subsequently, Anna goes back to her cell and uses a sharp tool to take off Codice gang tattoo off her arm. Frank comes up to her in the evening as she is wiping the floor and presents her a cello. In order for her to participate in the talent contest, he asks her to rehearse. After some time, Cody finds out that Anna has had her arm tattooed with the gang removed. She becomes enraged over this and attacks her as a result. Anna is so damaged by her that she will never be able to play the cello again. Frank comes to check on Anna at the jail hospital, but instead of offering her comfort, he begins improperly touching her. The nurse observes this from a distance. Later, a vengeful Anna visits Jane's office and begs for assistance in putting an end to Frank. She claims she is fed up with being mistreated and harassed all the time. Jane apologizes to her and says she will support her. Unfortunately, though, Frank, who has been spying on Anna for some time, overhears their entire chat from his office. Then, before Jane can take any action against him, he gives an order to one of the prisoners to kill her. Sadly, the prisoner carries out his orders and murders Jane mercilessly when she is by herself. Frank encourages Anna to put the incident behind her and concentrate on the talent competition, even though Anna is devastated to hear this. Cut to the talent show, where Anna takes the stage and plays her cello magnificently. Everyone in the crowd including the warden and the prisoners, is mesmerized by this. Frank approaches Anna after the event and lets her know that he has made plans for her parole to take place the following week. However, he also expects something in return, which is naturally intimacy with her. Anna just complies with his requests since she knows she can't deny him. She goes to Cody the following day after deciding that enough is enough, and tells him everything the warden has been doing with her. He consents to assist her in her current attempt to bring him down. After giving her a phone, Cody asks her to capture their next interaction with Frank. Cody reassures Anna that it's the only option, despite her fear of being discovered. The following scene finds Anna summoning the bravery to go to Frank's room. He asks her to please him as usual, and she complies. This time, though, she surreptitiously captures the interaction on her phone. Frank betrays Anna and tells the authorities that she should remain behind bars during the parole hearing. She responds by pulling out her phone and playing the clip from their previous meeting. As a result, Frank is detained and placed under arrest, and Anna is given parole. The film then jumps ahead a few years, showing Anna performing at a concert on the cello. The film ends with her mother looking at her with pride and teary eyes.